Sure.
Right. Thank you very much and welcome to our today's group coaching session is on about very emotional intelligence. This is a topic which everyone who is in personal development field, they are discussing about emotional intelligence. And most emotional intelligence is a very vast topic, but we will try to cover it on the basic understanding level and also some of the advanced understanding level. So this is the topic content. We will know that why smart people do some stupid things, and what is the impact of ignoring emotional intelligence. What are the unopened birthday gifts for intelligence? Is what is a whole person paradigm for needs of the people, process of development of emotional intelligence, defining emotional intelligence. Actually, here we will come to know that what is really emotional intelligence. And then further in details of the emotional intelligence, then how we can difference between mental intelligence and emotional intelligence. And there is a iceberg, a beautiful uh, uh, presentation we will discuss. This is also the paradigm. And then more importantly, the 7 habits, highly effective people, how it can contribute in developing the emotional intelligence. And what is a path of mediocrity or failure. And then at the last, the path of greatness. And then we'll do some brainstorming. Before I go into, I hope that my voice is okay and you can hear me very clearly. Uh, so let me see. Yeah, I think everything should be fine. So let's go quickly. If somebody has any message, just type a message, or you can unmute your mic, or I will unmute your mic if you want to speak something. So all images or most of the images taken from these 3 books, the seven Habits of Highly Effective People, Eighth Habit, and The Speed of Trust. Um, Announcement, this session happens every Sunday, 8 p.m. British Standard Time, and on a different topic. Uh, and if you want to work as a volunteer, you are very welcome. You can also join our Google Classrooms free of charge. This is a link and this is a code for joining the Google Classroom. And if you want to write something, you can write life mastery success@gmail.com. So also there is some before starting the session, please respect the privacy of the others. You can take the notes and mute your microphone all time. And if you have any questions, please raise the hand or type the chat box. And now this session is for everyone who is a reality seeker, who really wants a meaningful brainstorming, who loves criticism and always try to challenge the truth, who want to make the difference, who wants to change their life, who wants to make a significant contribution, and who wants to discover the voice, or who have already read or maybe want to read the 7 Habit book or the 8th Habit and Dr. Stephen Covey's, Dr. Stephen's other works as well. So let's begin our session. So can anybody tell that why smart people do stupid things sometimes? Not all the time. The smart people mean a very look like a very wonderful person, um, very professional, maybe entrepreneur or a very successful person, but they do sometimes stupid things.
It's maybe because they don't know, like they don't.
Mhm.
That's a saying, like look before you leap. So maybe they don't just think and they do it, like auto. They are on autopilot.
Okay, okay. Thank you, thank you. Let's explore it. Uh, the smart people do stupid things. I will answer it after a couple of slides so that we can do some brainstorming with our slides. But before going to understand what is emotional intelligence, we will go in a reverse form, that what happens if we ignore the emotional intelligence. So this is another way to learn about something more deepful and thoughtful. So let's discuss, if we ignore it, what happens, and then we will come back. Oh, actually, that is emotional intelligence which is missing. So if we ignore, then we this is the things which is happening. Um, it impacts on our body, it impacts on our heart, it impacts on our mind, and it impacts on our spirit or conscious. Um, so these are the six and many more symptoms of the body will respond if we ignore the emotional intelligence, if we don't work on this. The body will feel frustration, anxiety, inner turmoil, incoherence between rhythmic and the electrical output of the heart. You mean the heart diseases. Um, Immune system will down. Self-discipline. They will be very mismanaged type of people in terms of physical surroundings there. So this is the impact of emotional intelligence weakness. What impacts on heart? There are seven plus many more impact. Uh, that person will be in emotional traumas, stress, anger, jealousy, irrational guilt, headaches, psychosomatic illness. These are the symptoms, some of the symptoms which hard or emotionally they will be feeling. What impact on the mind? Well, they will be depressed, missing analytical skills. They will not at all think about really seriously or even on a superficial level. Very unfocused, distracted, careless type of mind they will have, and very uncreative thing. They will never create anything. Very lazy mind they will have. And spirit or soul or conscious, what will impact, will be very discouraged all the time, will feel have a victimized, feeling helpless, and sometimes at the last as well, suicidal thoughts also, that let's finish my life, or what happen if I will lose my life, or so these type of things will appear when we will have a very poor emotional intelligence or social intelligence as well. Now, all this impact or result comes, let's go back, what happens before and why they come. So we will discuss the same slide um, after going further in the next slide. Yeah. So let's go to the next slide. Okay. So, but before going to next one, the God or our Creator who have born in this world, given us three unopened birthday gifts, which we never try to open, or maybe the partially we open. Number one, God has given us the freedom and power to choose. That people often think that what we do is a result of what our society have done with us, or what I am because of my grandparents or my parents or my caste or my race which I belong to. So I don't have freedom to choose my response in a current moment. So this is the feeling which we have, or mostly people have. But um, on the contrast, the God has given us unopened birthday gift, and this is the number one, that we have to realize that we have a freedom and we can choose any response, whatever we want. I'm not going in detail because this is not our topic, but it's a reality. Ask any successful person or all successful people, and they will definitely will let you know that why they are in this successful journey of their life, because they have chosen to respond uh, freely, very freely, without any circumstances of society or from their race or uh, genetics. So, number two, because God has also given us some natural laws, and if we follow them, we will be on path of success, and we can get our destiny, or we will be on destination very easily anytime if we are following the principle and we are sticking with them. This is the second gift we have, but we don't use it. And number four, which is very important, and one of the thing is the today's topic, is four intelligences. Everybody has given the four endowment, four dimension of their whole person. One is body, mind, heart, spirit. And body, mind, heart, spirit, every of these four component of our body, of ourselves, has is dedicated with four intelligences. And these are the four intelligences which are the birthday gift, and we haven't opened, we haven't explored or unleashed it them. And what are these four intelligences? Number one, physical intelligence. Um, our body, our fitness, our capacity to earn more money, living in a nice home. So these are or mostly relevant with the economic factor as well, but physical or body wise as well. So this is a physical intelligence. Mental intelligence, which is very popular, which is related how quality wise we think, we have analytical thoughts, logical thoughts, we have vast knowledge, we have a great vision or huge information we have. So all that all related with the mental intelligence. We have also social or emotional intelligence, um, and that is our topic of today. But social or emotional intelligence, we will it does refer with the function of our emotions, or or generating our immense feelings about everything which is happening, um, and how we can control, how we can tame them, how we can uh, play with them towards to achieve the greatest thing. And that we will cover the whole presentation today on this topic. And this is one of the intelligence out of four intelligences. And these intelligences are given uh, by nature right when we were born in this planet, on this planet Earth. Four, and which is very important, which is a spiritual intelligence, which actually governs the all other three intelligence, which relevant with our conscious, which gives the direction of right and wrong, uh, uh, do or not to do, and these type of all things or intelligences it gives. So um, so these are the four intelligences which we have to understand, and they are unopened. And now today in this session, I will explore only this one, not this one, not mental intelligence, not spiritual intelligence, or not physical intelligence. Only social or emotional intelligence we will explore on a very good level where it will help us really. So uh, we learned very, very importantly, we are made of body, we are made of mind, we are made of heart, and we are made of spirit. Body we can touch is a physical phenomena. Heart is also a physical phenomena, physical reality. But this here is not heart as a physical, but as is like a invisible something which generate the emotions. My mind is also not physical, but is a function of our brain. And spirit is also not physical, but is invisible power within ourselves. But only physical component which we have is a body. Other three things are just uh, suppositions from our intellectual thought of mankind which we have raised. So this is the thing which makes us the whole person actually. So every person is composed of these four things, yeah, and all these five, four things is related with definitely intelligence is set of things. One is a mental intelligence, spiritual intelligence, emotional intelligence, and the intelligence which governs the all three is spiritual intelligence. This is just, I want to emphasize that where actually emotional intelligence locate in our life. That's why. So many people may have a misconception that emotional intelligence is covering our whole life or most of the life. No, emotional intelligence is very important, no doubt about that. But it is a component, one of the component of covering our whole life. So that's we are going to discuss, and that's the paradigm which I want to give you to start to understand the emotional intelligence. Also, these four intelligences refer with something which is very important, like our spirit always, our conscious always leave our impact on our meaning of life, purpose of life, what we want to give. If we die, what will we leave for our children or to the society? So it may refer to legacy which we will leave. And the other three things, body help us to survive in this planet Earth. Heart is, which is our topic of today, emotional intelligence, that actually build our relationships. So if you want to say that in a one crux, what we are going to learn, actually we are going to learn to managing our emotions, but emotions can be managed within a paradigm or other stakeholders are other people, and other people you are connect with the relationships. So that's we are going to manage them. And number four, which is related with our mind, and that is related with the growth and development. But the main function of this intelligence that we learn actually because due to this intelligence. So in the nutshell, uh, our body, which is physical intelligence, help us to live in this world. Our mind help us to learn in this world, knowledge. Our heart uh, create love or feelings or passion to build a relationship to stay longer in this world. And our spirit help us to leave our legacy in this world. So this is the how is a paradigm, and these are we need to understand. If we are working somewhere, I'm sure that the all participant must have done job somewhere. Uh, so if you will be doing the job, your body will ask that I will do job with you in your organization, no problem. But my physical need is you need to pay me fairly so that I can live in a nice house. I will look after my body. I will look after my family, and you have to pay me. So this is all cover. Your my job will give me my body a fair money. A mind. I want to do a job in a creative environment so that my manager, my boss will use my mind very creatively. My heart, you need to treat very gently, very politely, very professionally, so that I can uh, work with passion. And number four, my spirit will serve in your company, in your organization. So basically, this is a beautiful paradigm of if you are doing a job in a company, and your body, mind, heart, spirit will have definitely some demand, and uh, a perspective, ideal perspective you can expect from your boss or organization in terms of body, mind, heart, spirit. So in a nutshell, again, our body has a need to live, which refers to the physical intelligence, and it gives you the discipline. Um, and obviously, its voice is also again need. So everybody who needs something, it means that they need some physical thing. The is mind is a need, um, uh, is helping to learn, which refers to our increasing our mental intelligence. It gives us vision, and also it is due to its voice's talent. Heart, which is our topic of today, also it gives us its need is to love or to be loved. Um, its intelligence is emotional intelligence, and it's very much associated with passion, and again its voice is passion as well. And spirit, we its need is due to we want to leave a legacy for our children or for our loved ones, for our society. Refer to the spiritual intelligence, and how it is associated. It is associated with the conscious and what is right and wrong. So this is a summary of giving you a very clear picture what we are going to discuss. So these are the iceberg. Dr. Stephen Covey, in his book The Eighth Habit, give a beautiful presentation of four intelligences um, in a four iceberg in a form of table. Uh, this is the tip of iceberg, and under the tip of this iceberg, in our water, in our ocean, there are so many things are hidden, and we have to explore and unleash or learn these things. So um, obviously, I will not going in details about physical intelligence, what are details, or spiritual intelligence, what are details inside the physical intelligence. But I would like to discuss about emotional intelligence in details, actually, and also some of the things about mental intelligence in details. Why I am discussing the mental intelligence in contrast with the emotional intelligence, there is a reason. The reason is many people or old pattern of success was that mental intelligence is superior than the emotional intelligence. So if you go back 50 years or 70 years or 100 years ago, the training or the environment where the managers or owners were trained, that they were focusing on mental intelligence. Read more books, learn, and just you will be successful. And what will be impact on the other aspect of the life, which is a passion, they don't care. They never cared about this. That's why they were they were uh, very dispassionate, and they used to do without consideration of their any passion. So that's why we need to know about what is a mental intelligence and how it is less important than the emotional intelligence. But in current world as well, nowadays, more of your trainings in companies and organizations are arranging on topic of emotional intelligence. The scientists, engineers, philosophers, academic people, all people, they must have participated in the emotional intelligence uh, topic or its related thing. So let's further go. Um, that why emotional intelligence is important in a detail. That's why there was a first slide I show that why smart people do stupid things. And that is the answer, because smart people may have a lot of degrees, lot of skills, a lot of mental storage of good knowledge about in particular subject or expertise or areas, but emotionally they may have some reflection as a stupid person, as a very layman, or sometimes a very awkward attitude they show as well, and they do this type of thing. So this is the answer, which is the first slide I show in the advance. Because of lack of emotional intelligence, they don't know how to control their emotion, how to reflect their emotions, or how to transform their knowledge through emotions to other person. So that's why they do stupid things. They do very silly things, in spite of they have a huge knowledge, or they are the knowledge of pillar. So this is, I hope this clarifies. So mental intelligence is just for overview, because we want to learn emotional intelligence. Our mental intelligence or mind actually have a very nature of dreaming their future, in a philosophical way, which is very important as well. They can think out of the box as well. They can make goals as well. They can envision their future about family, about their personal, about their business or jobs. So this is the whole things about mental intelligence uh, does as well. So mental intelligence or capacity also deals, and we learn through books, through our teachers, through a lot of knowledge related activities, learning and listening or watching long videos. That's all increase our mental intelligence, and it helps to earn a lot of money as well, because we are living in information knowledge worker age, and more knowledge we have, more information which we have, more appropriately we can use them in a different way. The same thing about passion. Uh, like the passion is a very function of our emotional intelligence. Yeah. And behindly, if any person who is very passionate, like the participant who are here in the meeting, maybe they are passionate about certain areas of their life, but the behind the scene, which we cannot see, that they are very optimistic, they are hopeful, they are working in a synergistic capacity if they are working at home, or if they are working at a workplace. They are courageous, they are very empathetic, they listen, or they feel the problem of other, how they are actually feeling, or they uh, they have a um, mental state. They can feel their mental state as well. That's the empathy which they have. Also, influential. Also, they are very people oriented. They love to live or interact with people. So that's why the successful businessmen or professional people are those who love to talk with other people, who are people oriented, because they are very passionate, because they know that how they can control and use their emotion um, for a particular purpose of meeting with the person. So that's why customer service, which is direct interact, which is function of direct interact with other people, other customers, the client, dealing over the phone, or when we are talking with the face to face. If they are not passionate, that will lose their sale in the company. That will um, create the huge selling point as well, if they have a very passionate, customer-oriented um, uh, people in a profession. And that's why many advanced people and director, when they establish a business, then on the desk, on the reception table, or in the administrative desk, they hire the people who are more passionate about their career, who are eager to explore their career, who are really people oriented, they are courageous, they can understand with the spirit of people how they are feeling, and they are very self motivated. They are sometimes humorous as well. They make sometimes fun as well, uh, uh, and they can influence on the customer. The same thing we can apply with the in a family environment. The parents or husband and wife or partner, when they live with each other, they should be very passionate, and they will have and they should have a passionate about living a great family life. Everybody is caring each other. Everybody making fun to make each other smile. Um, are very united. They are synergistic. They make other people laugh as well. They are sensitive about each other. This is all about emotion intelligence, and that's why we have to master in this intelligence. That's why we will have a great relationship. On the other hand, will have a very poor relationship because of lack of emotion intelligence, or uh, Dr. Stephen also say it social intelligence. So we will discuss further in detail that that actually what is the emotional intelligence. Let's study emotional intelligence in a definition manner. So we are going to uh, have a definition of emotional intelligence. So Dr. Stephen, in his book The Eighth Habit, um, is saying the emotional intelligence is uh, emotional intelligence is one self-knowledge, of self-awareness, social sensitivity, empathy, and ability to communicate successfully with others. That could be husband and wife, that could be partner, that could be parents and children, that could be boss and employee, that could be partners in the business, that could be uh, in any relationship, in any capacity as well. So it is a sense of timing and social appropriateness, and having the courage to acknowledge weaknesses and express and respect differences. So that's the very important and very appropriate definition of emotional intelligence. Um, and it covers a lot of other things. So uh, let's go further about emotional intelligence. And now the question is how we can develop this emotional intelligence if somebody has not emotional intelligence. So number one, we have to learn the knowledge about self-awareness, who we are, what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses. Uh, if I'm going to communicate with my wife, my partner, my children, my relatives, my friend, my family, or my boss, or my customer, who we are or who I am. So that's a sense of awareness we must have with us. Also, we should have a personal motivating um, stuff inside our mind, inside our spirit, uh, and we have to be goal oriented, mission oriented. We need to know that what I'm going to achieve in this 1 month, in this 1 week, or in this year, or next 5 years. If you will have a mindset, then you will have more motivation uh, to to proceed, uh, to interact with other people who surrounds you. That's an important thing. That's a self-regulation. Also, we have to implement on ourselves that how we are going to regulate ourselves. Have we made our priorities? Have we made our those things which will bound us and which will also bound me towards learning, continuously learning. If I don't learn, then I will lag behind or I will be stuck. So this type of self-regulation, we have to be habitual of. That will increase our emotional intelligence. Empathy, which is very important, uh, that we need to have the exact feeling about how other people are feeling about themselves. And this is the mind-blowing stuff we need to learn as well in any relationship. Also very important that our communication skill. Many times we want to say something and the other person, other people understand or perceive our wrong message. And then there is a clash of communication, clash of personality, clash of characters between two people. And why? Because we are missing communication skill, because we our emotion and our words don't match with each other. What we want to say, uh, maybe we are lack of vocabulary, maybe we are lack of education, but when we speak with other person, the other person receive the message incorrectly, and that makes the clash and conflict between two people or many people as well. But we have to work on this, then we can increase the emotional intelligence. And these are the five things which we can develop. Now, the good news is the 7 habits of highly effective people by Dr. Stephen Covey. That book, if we follow the principles and all habits, then we cover all 5 things. And Dr. Stephen Covey himself said that if somebody follow the 7 habits, they will cover the whole 5 things, and um, automatically you will get the consequence with the higher spiritual intelligent person you will be. So that is a very good news. Uh, and also we on the 7 habit Facebook community, we try to learn the all 7 habits so that our emotional intelligence will be more appropriate. So this is the thing about emotional intelligence, which I'm talking about in terms of the 7 habits of highly effective people. So the self-awareness, for example, the self-awareness we want to generate or we want to increase, we need to practice on habit number 1, be proactive, which is which is related with the personal principle of personal vision, and it will also give us the sense of uh, of how the stimulus can impact to generate an ideal response. And there is a space between stimulus and response, and uh, that self-awareness give us the vision to respond very appropriately. And I will know about myself. Is an amazing thing. So we need to learn about be proactive within our frame of reference. So whichever parents I have, whichever the race I have, whichever my background is, it does not matter. Uh, but what matters that I am the person who can choose my response in any condition, and I'm very proactive. This will create a sense of huge self-awareness. Again, the personal motivation, if we follow the habit of second habit, which is begin with and in mind of a goal oriented habit or mindset, if we will have that why I'm doing this, why I'm learning this presentation, because I have an end in mind, a goal that I want to improve my relationship, I want to improve my all these things. Also the self-regulation related with put first thing first, the third habit, and the 7 habits sharpen the star, which is about learning, renewal our energies in terms of body, mind, heart, spirit. That I need to impose this self-regulation. Why I will go tomorrow jogging or running, or I will go for something which is very important for increase of my knowledge or sharpening of my sight in terms of my spirit, in terms of my mental intelligence increment. So because I'm self-regulating upon me, I want to impose these things, impose not in a negative term, but in a positive way. So I'm accountable for myself. So I have decided that I need to learn, and I have to learn. So that's why I will learn all these things in body, mind, heart, spirit uh, every month, on every week, or every day. So these are the things which we need to. So the fourth component is empathy, and if we have follow the habit number 5, seek first to understand and to be understood. This is a absolutely brilliant description in the book. If we follow this, if we understand this, then we will have empathy, and that's actually the emotional intelligence has one of the great component, that the people who have empathetic feelings or habit, they have a great relationship, very great relationship. Again, the social skills or emotional skills, uh, if we practice habit number 4, which is think win-win, if we practice habit number 5, and if we practice habit number 6, synergize, how we can be synergistic living or working all together when we are working with different people, with having differences with each other, how we can celebrate the difference of each other as a partner, as a family person, as a organizational employee. So this applies with all these things. So the 7 habits of highly effective people have directly impact on our 5 components, which these 5 components are related with increment or raising or developing our intelligence. Um, so this is a great book. I'm sure that every one of you know, and you must be learning about your other things as well. These are some quick things about be proactive is related with principle of responsibility of taking initiative. Begin with end in mind is related how you can create a vision and values by goal settings in a different roles of your life, and then you can start to achieve these goals. And then this is habit number 3 about integrity by setting the priorities, which I will do first, which I will do second, which I will do later. Think win-win about how I can create a ideal relationship, creative cooperation between me, myself, and my family person, or myself, or with my organization. Uh, Habit number 5 is about seek first to understand, and then to be understood about deep understanding of each other. Synergize, working as a team or as a family person, or in a societal manner, working in a society through creating a cooperational values as well. And sharpen the sizes about how we can learn and enhance our body, mind, heart, spirit, physical intelligence, mental intelligence, spiritual intelligence, and social or emotional intelligence. And that's how we can renew. So this is a beautiful paradigm of 7 habits. Automatically, it will increase our emotional intelligence. So if we will follow these 7 habits of highly effective people, um, then we will be on a path of success. This is a layout of the success in the 8th habit. If we follow principle, if we have a power of choice, then we will be the whole person. We will develop our vision. We will have a discipline. These are the things which we have already discussed. This will take us to the path of greatness, path of something which is very important and very significant. But if you don't follow the emotional intelligence, then it will have impact on physical, mental, and spiritual. And we will have a victimized thinking in our life. We follow the social media, not the principle. We will indulge our body, and we will not have a conscious, rather than it will be egoistic type of approach, and that will lead to the low trust between people. Always this empowered body will do moonlighting or whatever. The mind will be very distracted and will never believe on sharing. And at the result, we will not unleash potential. In fact, we will try to um, beat other people or lose other people's voice because we have lost our own voice, and that will lead to path of mediocrity or path of failure, unfortunately. So these are the consequences uh, of our things. So that's it. That was the general understanding of emotional intelligence. So now I'm available for any questions if you have in your mind, before we finish this presentation.
Yeah,
Thank you.
uh, you're welcome. So, what will be the very first thing to identify? Like you have given the steps, like we have to be proactive, which is in the first thing, that we have to be self-aware. So, what is the first step? Like, as in to be self-aware, we need to, like you said, we have to write this our weaknesses and strengths. So that's it. If we write the weaknesses and we write the strengths, that's it. We are self-aware. Like we are doing we are on the path of emotional intelligence.
Yeah, that's a very good question. I appreciate your
Thank you.
initiative about learning this thing. Well, it is a long-term perspective you need to have
Yeah.
in your mind. It's a
Yeah.
whole life thing. It's not like something quick fix that if I do this,
Mm,
then I will get it, and that's
mm,
it. It's my finish. It
mm,
is a attitude
mm,
which will make our mental state
mm,
from foundational level to very advanced level, from right now till next 20, 30, or 50 years, I will be going with. And that that's the whole journey before we end in this life, that the whole uh, path we need to design. And it is a continuously learning. And how we can start from very first thing, that we need to realize our three unopened birthday gifts. And these
mm,
three unopened birthday gifts are, we have to realize, and we need to learn through books or through our teacher, and apply in our life, that do I have a power of choice to choose my response in any situation, and how I can create this power, and start to learn this. And then uh, we will follow the natural principle, and then we will start to develop four intelligences. So this is the you can say the starting point, in
mm,
my opinion, that everybody can start if they want to develop the um, emotional intelligence. Because emotional intelligence, not we cannot um, generate or increase or develop only without
mm,
other things,
mm,
which is many trainers and coaches, they try to give you some quick things, and they say if you do this thing, then emotional intelligence you can develop. That's a very quick fix. Where my approach, or Dr. Stephen Covey's approach, is you need to do from the scratch in a sequence way, right? And throughout your life, and that will automatically build in emotional intelligence within you, which will never shatter. But this is the three things. Unopened birthday gift is a starting point.
Right. Actually, I have another question.
Yeah.
Just like you are telling me that it's a life learning process, it takes time. So do you think those who are getting acquainted to this concept in their late 30s or late 20s, they are equal to the kids who are introduced to this intelligence in their like early years? Like most of the schools I've seen, they are training kids, they are making them emotionally intelligent. Do you think it's beneficial, or is it like the kids will take this like, they are very emotionally strong and they don't care about others? Is it going to be that way? Or because as long as it's concerned about the adults, they will be keep on discovering themselves because they are not emotionally intelligent, they want to learn. But if a kid is knowing all these cues and clues, and they are well trained by very strong minded and very well developed teachers or trainers, so do you think there will be a difference, it will be beneficial, or there will be a disadvantage?
Well, when any person or our children, when they are in early stage of their life before becoming adult, like in 20s, let's say, when they have groomed in their schools and colleges, let's say till
Yeah.
that, uh, they will have a sense of emotional intelligence,
Mm.
but that depends on their institution, schooling, and the colleges, what the vision they give their children. If they have tried to teach their children that emotional intelligence you can only develop or you can manage when you will have a physical intelligence also, spiritual intelligence also, mental intelligence also, in the combination of following the natural principle and also believing in power of choice, that's a whole package, or
Yeah.
plus more things as well. Then if they are teaching to the children, they will be have an exceptional vision of their life. That's why every school or most of the society school are very different from other society. For
Yeah.
example, schools in, let's say, in one city of United Kingdom are different from the schools of United Kingdom in other city because
Mhm.
of the vision of their runners of the schools and
Correct.
how they have the different things. So, but yes, but if they are following the same vision, same mind, for example, everybody is very well versed that how the emotional intelligence can develop by combination of four intelligences plus blah blah blah. Then they have start this uh, educating and nurturing our kids. Then the amazing society comes. Exam and that's. But on the other hand, the second part of your question, the unlikely the adult who are grown already, they will also can follow the same pattern. Like they have to actually understand they are now kids. For example, if somebody is on 30 or 40 years ago and he or she have not discovered herself, or he or she wants to improve emotional intelligence,
Mm.
they also have to start from scratch. Uh,
Right.
yes, uh, there is a difference of personal limitations as well, or personal strength as well. Some people uh, go on a top of the cliff very quickly. Some people go by using ropes. Some people use different techniques. Some people just take more guidance from others. Some people also uh, work on a personal level on the ground and then shoot on that going on the top of the cliff. So many people will have a different approach in order to go on the top of the cliff or on the rock. However, they have to have a sense of awareness. So now my purpose of my presentation is to create a sense of awareness about a mind-blowing phenomena of intelligence, emotional intelligence. But emotional intelligence is interlinked with other factors as well, which also needs to be run or understand or operate at the same time. That's why in the beginning of this presentation, I give considerable time on other intelligences as well, so that the person who is wants to get the benefit of this presentation should have a very clear idea how they can learn the social emotional intelligence and where the emotional intelligence lie in their life.
Right. Right. Thank you very much.
Now, you're very welcome. So these are the things which we can learn. And at the last thing, before we hang up the presentation, now this is the first slide which we I showed you on the starting of this presentation, that if we ignore the emotional intelligence, what will happen? It will impact on our body, it will impact on our heart, it will impact on our mind, it will impact on our spirit. So if somebody has these reflection, current reflection, it does mean their spirit or mind or heart or body has a problem, and that is because of poor emotional intelligence. And now they have to work on emotional intelligence in the same way which I earlier explained. They have to start from the scratch. But obviously, to identify where I am emotionally stand at the moment, that will give you a very clear picture about these are all emotions. These are all, I mean, reflect on our physical body, reflect on our mental state, reflect on our spiritual level, and also reflect on our heart or emotion generating organ which we have or in our body in our body. So that's the way we can evaluate ourselves, we can analyze ourselves, and going forward to make something important and significant. So I hope if anyone has a question before we leave. Before I go to, there's again announcement that we run this group coaching session every Sunday, 8 p.m. British Standard Time. And every Sunday we do on a different topic. You can join our Google Classroom, and where I share the recording of these and a lot of other intellectual questions we can learn as well. You can download the app from Google Store or Play Store, Google Classroom, and this is the class code. You can join directly. If you have any question, you can write to me is a lifemasterysuccess@gmail.com. And before I hang up as well, thank you very much your participation, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.